Hi guys, someone's here. Let's see who that is. Judy's here. Hi Judy, how are you? You're the only one here so far. Let me give it a couple of minutes. I'm going to run away for 1 minute. Don't go anywhere. Who was messing with my tripod and stuff yesterday in the studio? I know they were doing something and my stuff is not there. Um, no, but my ring light and thing is not together. Yeah, they look like they were using my stuff and it's not where it's supposed to be. And I'm kind of rigging it together right now. Hi, I'm back. Sorry, I just had to run out. Someone was using my equipment yesterday and kind of left me at the last minute with not everything that I needed. And I didn't realize it until I was just about to start class. So, uh, see, I don't know where everyone is today. I'm going to start anyway, and hopefully other folks will join us. Let's put this out of the way. So let me just get my watch going here. I don't have a ring light today, so hopefully you can see me well. My ring light is, something happened to it. I don't know what. I'm a little crooked. All right. So I'm going to start, even though there's only two of you. And we need to have people come or else we're not going to have a class anymore. So standing up nice and tall, lean your head to one side, roll it around to the other side, back and forth. And look up and look left to right. And shoulder rolls back, bringing your shoulders up towards your ears and roll in your arms. And arm circles. Or modify if you need to and switch to the other direction. And swing your arms around your body. And let's do some hip circles, 5 in each direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. In the other direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then we're going to do 10 hip hinges. You're going to bring your arms up as you push your hip back. So the only thing that's moving are your hips. Your knees are not moving at all. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And heel taps to the front. Pressing your arms out, pressing your heels to the front. And hamstring curls, warming up your glutes and your hamstrings. Get a little bit of stretch in your quads with these, and row your arms. And then skaters, one leg behind the other on a diagonal. And then stop here and just step to the front on a diagonal. Trying to move in every direction, which is a problem for some people with balance issues. So we incorporate it in our warm-up and throughout the class. And then this one, side steps. Bring your arms out, start with your feet together, step to one side, bring it together, step to the other side. So let's do some hip mobility work. So holding on to your chair, bring your knee up and just roll it around. Get some movement in your hip and switch to the other direction. And switch to the other side. I'm not counting these, I'm just getting some movement. Feels good. Switch to the other direction. And then we're going to do 5 calf raises. Hold on to the chair if you need to. So just rolling up on your toes for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then just march it out. You should feel warm. This room is warm today, but you should feel a little warmer, a little bit looser than when we started. And let's make our marches a little bit higher, opposite hand to knee. And before we do our posture check, I am going to do our little spinal, cervical spine warm up. So standing up tall, your shoulders facing towards the front, just giving yourself a little double chin. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And we are going to do our posture check. So feet shoulder width apart, hip width apart rather, toes pointing forward. You're standing up tall, plumb line pulling you up. One hand behind your head, the other on your chin. Your chin is not pushed up or down. It's parallel to the ground. You're just going to push your chin back into the hand that's in the back. Your head is on top of your shoulder, ear over your shoulder, shoulder over your hip, hip over your knee, knee over your ankles. Belly button pulled towards your spine, slight hip tilt forward, relaxed shoulders, and shoulder blades pointing towards your back pocket. So I know everyone's posture is slightly different. Some of us have spinal issues or hip issues that make our alignment a little bit off. So everyone's posture is not perfect. Mine certainly isn't. But this is just a general guide of how we should sit, regardless of whatever our posture may be. You know, bringing your belly button in and standing up as tall as you can is important. When you're sitting, the same thing. You keep your belly button pulled in. Even if you're leaning on the back of the chair, you're still sitting up nice and tall. So feet up, and we're going to point and flex for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and circle out for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and the opposite direction for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slide towards the end of the chair. We're just going to do a regular sit to stand. So feet at least shoulder width apart. Wider base of support is important. You know, I'm doing knee physical therapy, and my physical therapist and I talked about how good a wider base of support is. And it's something that I find hard to get across to my in-person class, that the wider your feet are, the more secure you are. If you're standing on the subway, even if you're holding on, if you're more stable if your feet are a little bit wider than your normal stance. So you could either push off the chair, use your arms up and down as a counterbalance, cross your chest, or straight out in front. I'm going to do it across my chest today. So find a focal point in front of you a little bit higher than your natural height and keep your eyes on it. That will help you from folding over. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Keep your head up, core engage. 9 and 10. So today we are going to do wall push-ups and squats. We're going to start with a wall push-up. So you're in a plank position. I'm going to be leaning forward a little bit. So your arms are at shoulder height. They're not up here by your head. You have a really good form. Your core is engaged. Your hip is tucked under slightly with your glutes engaged. Your arms are outside your shoulders, belly button pulled in. You're looking straight ahead, or maybe your head is just slightly bent on a diagonal and you don't want your elbows up. You want them down a little bit. And you're going to push forward for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And grab your weights. We're going to do our squats. Just remember that your squats are similar to our sits to stand. The first thing that moves are your hips. You're going to go as low as it's comfortable for you. And as you stand up, the weight is on your heels. And you contract your glutes as you're standing up. So I'm going to do it with my weight today. I'm just holding it against my chest, added resistance. I'm not doing anything with it. I'm keeping my head up. Find a focal point and keep your eyes on it so you're not bending over as you're doing this. The first thing that moves are your hips. Push your hips back. Go as low as it's comfortable. Push through your heels. Contract your glutes up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Look at my knees. They're not going forward. 7, at least forward first. 8, 9, and 10. And just to show you what I mean by that, I see this in my class. I try to correct it every week. People will start off by doing this first instead of doing that. So let's do our second push-up. Arms outside your shoulders. You're in a nice plank position. Belly button pulled in, hips tightly, hips tucked towards the front, core engaged. Press forward. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And last set of squats. So look down at your feet, should be at least shoulder width apart. Nice and wide, not here. Make sure your toes are even, that you don't have one foot in front of the other. Stand up nice and tall. Push your hips back, go as low as it's comfortable, push through your heel, contract your glutes all the way up. 2, keep your head up. 3, 4, all the way up. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And we have done both of those sets. So now we're going to move on to our glutes and hamstrings and our back. So I'm not doing any single leg work on my left leg with my knee because it's too much pressure right now to stand on my knee. So it's actually a good way to show you some of the options that I talk about all the time. So you can still do your regular holding on lightly for stability. You can still do the regular single leg deadlifts that we do all the time. Try to think of keeping your hips square to the front as you go forward. You're not turning your hip over and standing back up. Keeping your core engaged, nice straight line. You can just go part way, or you could just take that leg and bring it back and contract your glutes. Since standing, when we do the opposite side, that would be too much pressure on my knee, I'm going to do a modified. So I'm going to stagger my feet a little bit, see, and stepping back, and that back heel is off the ground. I'm still going to hold my weights next to that back leg, and I'm pushing my hip back. And you see that back knee bends, and my neutral spine, and as I stand up, I contract my glutes. So if you're doing the second option, the one that I'm doing, make sure you're not pushing your hip down, that you're pushing your hip straight back and you're just bending forward with a neutral spine. Choose the one that you want to do, and we're going to do 10 per side. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So this is a hip hinge also. The difference between this and a squat, with a squat, when you hip hinge, you're going down. With this, when you hip hinge, you're just going straight back. So let's do the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And supersetting with bent over rows. So now we're in bent over row position. You're bent at the knee, bent at the hip. So this is a hip hinge also, but we're adding the bent knees, belly button pulled in, neutral spine. Keep your arms down. Your shoulders are not doing the work. Your elbows are going to move and bring your elbows straight up. You're close to your body. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. 1, 2, look at where your head is. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And switch to the other side. So let's do, I'm sorry, not switching to the other side. We're going back to working our glutes and hamstrings. So I'm doing the modified and you're doing either the modified or a regular single leg deadlift. So 1, the back heel is up if you're doing my version today. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And switching over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And our last set of bent over rows. So fix my headphone. Bend at the knee, bend at the hip, neutral spine. Keep your head aligned with your spine. Elbows up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And let's check in. I left my water up here today. And let's see who else may have joined us. Only one other person. So I'm going to send an email to everyone that I have, just letting you know that we do keep attendance and there has to be a certain amount of people for this class to be ongoing in the future. We only have 3 attendees today. So hopefully you're doing well, and reach out to your friends and let them know they need to come back. So we are now going to do tandem stance. You can give yourself a little room between your heel and your toe. Heel in the arch of your other foot. You could just offset it a little bit. We've been talking about bases of support. If you make your base of support a little bit smaller, shorter than what you normally stand, that is a little bit unbalanced for you. So choose the one that's safest and give yourself a little challenge. So I'm going to give you 2 options. You could either do lateral raises or external rotations. So the external rotations, your elbows are locked at your side and you're just coming out and back in. And when you're doing the lateral raises, keep your wrists straight. Make sure your wrists are not bent down or up, nice and straight. So maybe I'll do a different shoulder for each set. So I'm going to do lateral raises first. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And we're going to strip and do leg extensions. I'm going to make them slightly different today. We normally do a straight leg one, but what we're going to do today, I'm going to do the first set sideways. I'm going to bring my leg up. So my foot is flexed, sitting up tall. I'm holding on to the chair to give me a little balance. And I'm just going to straighten my leg up and back, keeping that flexion the whole time. So 1, and you can go all the way out. You should feel the contraction in your glute, in your quads. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. I'm gonna see. This is kind of hard. So I'm gonna switch over to the other leg. Bring your leg up. Keep your foot flexed. Make sure it's not down, that it's nice and up. And 1, 2, 3, 4, These are nice and controlled. 5, we're not speeding through it. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And our second shoulder, I'm going to do the external rotation. And I'm going to switch the foot that was in front. I think my left leg was in front. See, my left knee is bothering me, so I have more, the back leg is doing a lot of work to stabilize me, so it's a little harder for me with my left leg and back. So my arms are at 90 degrees, my elbows are locked at the side, and I'm just going out. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And our last set of leg extension. Do this sideways. Sitting up tall, leg up, foot flex, extend out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And the other side. I'm going to switch around. So the working leg is to the camera. Knee up, foot flex, extend out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And I really feel those. So we're going to move on to some biceps. We're back to an oldie but goodie. And I realized how important this is to revisit this because the coordination part of it got completely lost in my in-person class. So we're doing opposite arm and leg. And that for the past 2 weeks of my in-person class, I have to really work hard to get everyone to do that. So it's important that we revisit some of these basic exercises. So we're going to do opposite arm and leg. I'm going to start with my right arm, left knee. So keep your elbows locked to the side. You're not moving up. I see this in class. Sometimes you're doing a lot of work on your shoulders. You could either do a hammer curl where your fist is pointed towards your body, or you could do a hammer curl and torque up, or just keep your arms in front and do that. But you're not moving your elbow off your side. So right arm, left leg, standing up nice and tall. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So I'm on one leg pretty much throughout, but it doesn't really bother my left leg so much doing that because I'm not I'm not doing a hold. I'm not standing on that leg the entire time. So we're going to do calf raises, 10 reps, holding on lightly for stability, rolling up on your toes. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And last set of biceps. We're going to start now with our left arm and right knee. Standing up tall, and try to make sure when you're stepping down that you're not slamming your foot on the ground. It should be silent. So left arm, right knee. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And our last set of calf raises. Hold it on lightly. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And we're moving on. We're going to do triceps. I'm going to give you options. So we're going to be in a similar position to bent over row. You don't have to go as far over, but you're bent forward. So this way you get to isolate your tricep. So you could do either a regular tricep kickback, or you could just have your arms straight, your palms facing away from you, and pulse. And that's what I'm going to do. We're going to do 10 pulses. So belly button pulled in. And these are not big pulses. You know, by just straightening your arm out with the weights, you should already feel your triceps contracted. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's do our last, we haven't done one set yet. So let's do our first set of calf raises. And you can do it holding onto the chair. I'm going to do it against the wall today. Look down, make sure your toes are equal, that you don't have one foot in front of the other. And you're leaning, I'm leaning against the wall. So I'm just going to raise up and lower nice and slow. 10, 9, I'm going as high as I can. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And we're going to do our last set of triceps. So lean forward a little bit, bend at the hip, keep your belly button pulled in, your head in line with your spine, and pulse. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And I am going to do our last set of toe raises. So leaning against the wall, belly button pulled in, 10, nice and slow, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So for our next exercise, we're working on our small glute muscles, our minimus glute. We've been doing, I don't have a TheraBand, or else I would use that today, because that would be a good way to do it. But we're gonna do options. I'm gonna do one seated. You could do that with me, or you could do the stand-in one. So the stand-in one, Your toes are pointed forward. You could hold on for stability. You're just going to go straight out. You're not going to do a turn out. Keeping your toes straight to the front, and you're not kicking. You're just bringing your leg up, nice and controlled. We're going to do 15 today. So as you can see, I'm sitting towards the end of the chair. I'm not sitting all the way on. I'm sitting up tall. I'm going to get a little closer. Without this ring light, it's hard to see what I'm doing. I'm going to hold on lightly for stability, but I'm going to try to sit up as tall as I can. I'm going to bring my knee up and bring it out. So I'm not going all the way out. Same thing with our leg lifts, our side raises. If you go too far, you kind of overshoot the muscle group, your medial glute that you're working on, and it becomes more of a hip flexor workout. So this is sort of like a seated clamshell. So sitting up, just bring your knee out a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. So switch to the other side. So I do feel that. 10, I'm sorry, 1, 2, I also can't count. 3, nice and controlled. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. So we're going to do a stand-in march. This is a core workout, holding on to your weights so you get some grip strength work with it. So what I would like you to do this against the wall if you feel a little bit unbalanced. When you bring your knee up, you want to bring it up to hip height. And we did this a few weeks ago. You're not doing anything with the weight. They're just added resistance. You're holding them nice and tight so you get some grip work, which is important. As we get older, we lose grip strength. When you step down, lots of control. In class, sometimes I hear the banging on the ground. No banging. Nice and control. And I want you to try to not move around, so you have the control to stay in one place instead of drifting around on the ground. So you're going to keep your belly button pulled in. We're going to do 20 count, and we're going to go nice and slow. 1, 2, keep your core engaged. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Did I do 20? Let's do 10 more because I can't. I think I just heard myself count and I think I was all over the place. Let's do 10 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. I was looking at myself on the camera and I think my mind just wandered completely. So grab your balls, sofa cushion, toilet paper, anything you have, and sit towards the end of the chair. We're going to do 10 of these. So keep the ball between your knees. You're sitting up tall. Your arms are just hanging. Every time you push in, you pull your belly button in. So start with an inhale and exhale. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And arms up in a goalpost position. So this time, keep pressure on the ball. And we're going to keep our belly button pulled in and rotate 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And 10 more. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And this time, put the ball behind your back. And we're going to combine the roll backs and the roll forwards into one. So you're leaning against the ball with a lot of pressure. Your core is engaged. Your head moves with your body, your shoulder. What I mean by that, you're not going to have your head here or all the way back. So it stays right on top of your shoulder. And what we're going to do, we're just going to roll forward and then roll back and then roll forward from the bottom of your shoulder blades, not your waist, okay? So 10, keeping your belly button pulled in, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And let's stand up. We're going to do tandem stance and our head turns. We're going to do 5 per side. So standing up tall, find a focal point on your left and your right. That will help you maintain your stance. These are really hard. So good posture. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and switch. So now my left leg is in the back, so this may be a little harder for me. And start looking this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Let's do one set of our, for lack of another name, Leaning Tower of Pisa. So both feet together, make sure your toes are even. Standing up tall, shoulders down, your belly button's pulled in, your glutes are engaged, and your quads are engaged. To engage your quads, just try pulling them up from your knee. So you're bending at your heel, at the bottom of your foot, actually. You're just going to lean forward, nice straight line, everything nice and tight. Try to push your heels on the ground. And 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So, single leg stance. So what I'm going to do for my left leg is I'm going to do a when I'm on my left leg, I'm going to do a kickstand. So I'm not putting a lot of pressure. Kickstand up and down. You could also just do a kickstand. If both feet are not flat, you're not stable. So I'm using that option today because it's just better for me and for my knees right now. So 10 count. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And I'm going to switch. I think I could do a single leg stance on my right leg. Standing up nice and tall. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And let's stretch. So, paying attention to your posture, still don't lose that work that we just did. This is something you should be thinking about all the time. So one leg out, your foot is flexed. Pull your toe in towards your face if you can reach it, and just lean forward for a hamstring stretch and a calf stretch. About 2 or 3 deep breaths for each hold. Switch to the other side. So cross one leg over. You're just going to pull on the outside of your knee for a hip stretch down into your knees. The stretch along the side of your thighs down to your knees. And switch to the figure 4. And switch to the other leg. Pull gently on the outside of your knee. And switch to figure 4. And let's do our lower back stretch. So sitting up nice and tall, just lean forward, still keeping that spine neutral, not rolling your back, not rounding your back or arching. Just leaning forward, nice and gentle stretch in your lower back. And shift over to one foot rather, and the stretch is now in the side of your lower back. And over to the other side. And I'm going to do a stand-in hip flexor. You can do a seated one if you want. So nice wide leg. I'm going to bend my back knee slightly and just tilt that hip forward and get a stretch in the front of my hip down into my quads. And switching over to the other side. Bend that knee slightly, tilt your hip forward. And my favorite stretch. So hands on the seat of the chair, your feet are right under your hips now. Just tilt your hip back and get that nice posterior stretch. And roll up, arms out to the side, bring them behind you, stretching your chest and your shoulders. Move your head gently side to side. Arm circles. Switch direction. And thank you guys so much for showing up. And let's see, someone left a message. Maybe, yeah, I don't know what happened. So hopefully there will be a lot more people next week. And I will see you next week. Take care. Have a good weekend.